My next guest is here to assist you, to help you and your family members and your friends, as she's done for over 25 years in the music business at the B, where she's worked from everybody, from Capitol Records to LaFace Records. Keep the applause going for me if you don't mind, Adam. Columbia Records, Sony Urban Music Records. Artists that she's helped to break: Usher, Prince, TLC. Well, Prince broke himself, but you know what I mean. Outkast, Tony Braxton, Erykah Badu. She's the founder and executive director of Hip Hop Professional Foundation, the Silence the Shame movement. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is Silence the Shame Day. It's been proclaimed. It's been proclaimed. It's something she's pushed heavily. The one and only Shanti Das is back, ladies and gentlemen. Shanti Das.
Hey, what's up, my brother?
I love you and I miss you. How you been?
Oh, man, I miss you, too. It's always such a pleasure to, tune in and hear your voice. Just thank you for always providing so much good music and good words to the community. I've been good. You know, this COVID-19 has been interesting for everyone. You know, certainly have my days being isolated, and I'm trying to do my best to stay centered and focused and to try to provide as much help and information around emotional health and wellness. And I just want to add, we actually changed the name of the foundation last year because Silence the Shame was blowing up so much. We actually changed the name of the foundation to Silence the Shame. So thank you for having me on today.
So that's the official name, Silence the Shame?
Yep, Silence the Shame Incorporated. Yep.
You said you help people, and you've been helping people through your own story. You dealt with a lot of struggles and pain and depression. Mm-hmm. You suffered a lot of losses, but you faced it head on. And one of the things that Shanti does is she lets you know when she has good days, but she also lets you know when she has down days. And I think a lot of folks relate to that because emotional health and wellness, it's a fluctuating curve. You know, you might find a moment where you feel great, and then the next day you don't understand why you don't, and that's when it all ensues. But what you done, Shanti, with this movement is let a lot of folks know that they're not alone. So I want to give you a round of applause for that. And you helped a lot of people come out and start talking about their own bouts with emotional health and awareness. Did you anticipate this kind of response when you first set out to do this?
I didn't. It was actually in 2015. I was doing a radio show with Ryan Cameron on V103, and we were just talking a little bit about it because I had some family members that suffer, and my best friend took her own life in 2014, and I was just kind of talking about, it's nothing we should be embarrassed about. We really just need to talk about it and silence the shame. And I was like, oh, wait, hold up. So then I kind of took it and ran with it, and then when I went through my own suicidal ideation in 2015, once I got the help that I needed, I knew this was something that was going to be important. But, I just started asking friends to support, and I created May 5th in 2017 as Silence the Shame Day, and it wasn't official back then, but we got 90 million impressions in one day. And I was like, okay, all right, God, I hear you. And so, we just applied to the National Day Register. Now we have our own day. Now we're doing programming around the country and around the world. I spoke in Amsterdam at the ADE Beats conference in 2018. I spoke last year in Ireland. And, we do so much, especially for our communities of color. And I really feel like, Sway, my music career, set me up for this. I don't have any regrets. I loved everything I did from the days of bringing you music and doing Summer Jam in the Bay Area and working Outkast. And it's funny, I was telling somebody, I was like, I feel like I'm putting a record out today, National Silence the Shame Day. I've been on your show and other radio shows and doing the takeover, and I got DJs doing the whole Dance to Donate campaign this week, doing virtual fundraisers. And I think, God set me up for this work.
DJs like Jermaine Dupri will be on. You say DJs. And
this weekend we had DJ Trauma, Brian Michael Cox, and Dallas Austin yesterday. They already jumped it off. And today we got Jermaine from 4 to 6 on his IG. We got DJ MOS. Then we got DJ Mars. And then on Wednesday we got DJ College Park. We got E-Class, Stephen Hill even doing something. Flex
on Thursday.
Yep, and then on Friday we got Envy, who just joined in. Envy's doing something from 9 to 10. Even the movie producer, shout out to Will Packer. He does these little house parties since they've been quarantined. So Will is going to get on. And then Saturday we got Kwame rocking because, he's been doing his old school hip-hop breakfasts, and then DJ Fly Guy, and we just got Frank Ski to sign up for Sunday. So I need some more New York DJs. So if any of y'all, I'm trying to get Clark Kent and some other folks to join in. So let me know, Clark, if you're listening, or anybody out there. My brothers in New York, I need y'all. So
these like Jermaine Dupri and MOS will be today. They'll spin, and then it'll be something you're going to pin where people could donate funds for Silence to Shame?
Yep.
Okay.
And so every time each DJ does a set, they'll have it pinned up the entire time. You can text the word silence to 707-070, or you can go to silencetoshame.com, because, it's really important right now with what's going on with COVID-19. A lot of people are experiencing loss of loved ones, or even symbolic losses like loss of a job, loss of finances, loss of like that physical connection. And so it's really important that we pay attention to how we're feeling, that we acknowledge our thoughts and our feelings, and that we process through them and have healthy coping mechanisms to get through this.
And the purpose of the name Silence to Shame is so that people, and I want to open up the phone lines. I know we all deal with emotional health and wellness, and the purpose of Silence to Shame is to say no longer should you be ashamed that you're dealing with this, correct?
That's right. We want to erase stigma and educate our communities around mental health and wellness.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're dealing with mental, you might not even realize it, because I know during the quarantine, a lot of folks, your lives, all our lives change. We all dealing with something. So for maybe Heather, because she cooking and they having parties in her house. I know that.
Don't do that. No, Shanti,
Heather.
Shanti,
I know
what's
he
up,
messing with
sis?
you.
You know he messing with me. But you know what it is, sis? By the grace of God, and I heard you mention God earlier, by the grace of God, I have been able, and I didn't realize it all these years, but cooking and having company has been, or I guess it's always been a way for me to deal with things. It's a comforting tool, and at the same time, it's comforting other people as well in their own way. So people have different ways of dealing with different things.
Oh, yeah. And Heather, what we call those are healthy coping mechanisms, right? So for you, it's cooking, having people over. I like to actually just dance and go out and take walks, or a lot of people like to run, because running helps them with, depression and anxiety. You got to do what works for you, and you got to find your love language for wellness is what I like to call it.
Yes.
What if you want to just like smoke a blunt or drink, some folks drink wine, or maybe that.
So I'll say this much. One, I'm not the judgment police, right? So everybody, including myself, might have a cocktail every now and then. Back in the day, I might roll one up. I don't do it like I used to. But what I would say is I would not use those as coping mechanisms if you are feeling anxious and if you're having depressive thoughts. Because, like, when I went through my own suicidal ideation in 2015, I was having a couple of too many cocktails, and alcohol is a natural depressant. So I would say if you're in a healthy environment and you're with friends and you're out at dinner and you want to have a glass of wine, or you're even at the crib and want to have a glass, but you've had a good day, that's fine. But don't use it in a negative way, because, the excessive use of alcohol and recreational drugs can have absolutely adverse effects on your emotional health and wellness.
I want to come back. I'm going to play a song. I'm going to load up these phone calls. Citizens, if you're coping, finding ways to cope, it's quarantine. Right? Shanti Das is telling you don't have to feel shame. That's what National Silence to Shame Day is about. Let's talk about it. She can help out. 888-742-3345. Give us a call. Sway in the morning. Shade 405. We got Shanti Dawes, founder of the National Silence. Today is National Silence to Shame Day. She's the founder of Silence to Shame, and they're doing a dance to donate all week long. DJs are going to be live on their Instagram sets, and they will be pinning up information today at 4 p.m. Eastern. Jermaine Dupri, legendary, iconic, will be DJing from 4 to 6 p.m. and DJ MOS will be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. But all week, Mr. Collie Park will be there, DJ E-Class, who we just had on the show, Flex Alexander, Stephen Hill. It's DJ Envy just signed on to be a part of it as well. He did a really great fundraiser for DJs a couple weeks ago. And so
they got MOS. He's so dope, man.
Yo. He is. Everybody. I'm just so grateful. They all dope.
And Shanti Dawes is on the line. So if you want to talk, let's talk. Ruben is on the line from New Orleans. Good morning, Ruben.
Is this Road Warrior?
Road Warrior, baby. Good morning.
What up, Rue? How you doing?
How everybody doing this morning?
Man, God is great, brother.
Amen.
You ain't never lying. You ain't never lying. So, Miss Shanti, how you doing this morning, love?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh, cruising through the rain. But I'm good, though. So, my comment to this was 2015 was a horrible year for me. I came off active duty, getting ready to go through my second divorce at the time, and when I say depressed was an understatement. Like, I drank a fifth of Crown every night. Wake up in the morning, go do PT, come right back to it again. It got so bad to the point where I spun my car going up an on-ramp.
Oh, no.
So that was my wake-up call. That was my moment where God pulled me to the side, was like, you done yet? You good? All right, now go get your ass some help. And I found that me actually going to a psychiatrist, sitting there talking with this lady and whatnot, that's what helped me. That's what helped pull me through, you know. And to help deal with the anger side of that was I was playing semi-pro football at the time, so that was helping with the anger part. But me talking about it, I kept pinning it all in.
Yeah.
You know, so I've acknowledged, I've told a lot of people, you know, active duty, military, you've been overseas, you've been to war, all of this stuff. Go talk to somebody. Go talk to somebody, because of the fact that I've lost a numerous amount of friends to suicide. You know, we get back, they just can't deal with the bad dreams and things like that. So they feel like they're not worth being back in the States no more. They have no worth in their eyes.
Well, first of all, brother, let me tell you, thank you for your story and your courage and your strength. I, too, needed to seek help from a psychiatrist when I was going through my suicidal ideation, and I got on my antidepressants, and I started opening up and talking more, and that saved me. Like, what you can't do is suppress these feelings and keep them inside. That's the worst thing, because not only will you experience, or it will manifest into a mental illness, it can also manifest into physical illnesses. And so you are spot on, and so many of our brave men and women that are in the military, they experience, the PTSD when they come back, and we need to make sure we're doing more for them. And also our young kids in these communities that will experience trauma from seeing people get shot right in front of them. We don't even think about the PTSD within our own communities that these children will experience, and sometimes they may not even unpack that until they're adults. So, kudos to you, and we got to keep spreading this message so that people will speak up so that they know help is available.
Ruben, I want to thank you for sharing your story, man. That's what make you a super citizen, brother.
Absolutely.
In the morning.
Yes. Hey, y'all have a wonderful one now.
Yo, and then make sure and then spread the word today at 4 p.m. Jermaine Dupri will be on his IG Live and raising money for this foundation, Silence the Shame, and it's National Silence the Shame Day. Tracy, you got a question for Shanti Doss?
Absolutely, and it's also Mental Health Awareness Month, so everything is in alignment. Hey, Shanti, happy to have you on. Hey, one of the times you were in the studio, we were talking about employees taking mental health days and how that's something that's important for employers to embrace so that people don't have to hide behind just a regular sick day. I'm wondering your thoughts on those who may, one, already feel uncomfortable asking for a mental health day pre-COVID, but then now possibly feel even more uncomfortable because a lot of people assume that if you're at home, then you're already on the easy route, so why do you need a mental health day from work? I've been wondering how people are dealing with, can you take a sick day while you're working from home?
So that's a great question, and it's good to talk to you again. So I've been doing, different webinars and work with the American Psychiatric Association Foundation, and they even put out a guide and best practices on workplace wellness while working from home. What I'm finding is that a lot of employers are understanding that, not only just the community at large, but their staff are more stressed out. because, just because you're working from home doesn't mean that you can have 18-hour days, but people are feeling like there are no boundaries, right? There's no longer like the 9-to-5 workday, and so they are in need of those regular breaks, and they are in need of those mental health days. And a lot of the HR departments are starting to make sure that their employees have the information on what they have available in terms of in-house services, what your insurance covers and so forth. So I really feel like because of COVID and because a lot of news outlets have been talking about people being stressed out and needing to take breaks and needing to focus on their mental health, that finally, a lot of the larger corporations are taking a hard look at it. I'm actually doing some work with Sony ATV. Shout out to Sony ATV. We're going to be doing a webinar around maintaining your mental wellness while working from home. And so I think it's slowly starting to turn. And as bad as COVID-19 has been, I think it has proven and shown that everyone is able to experience some level of anxiety, right? We might not all have severe mental illnesses, but the anxiety can certainly lead us down a path, if we don't address it, of more serious depression and other mental health challenges.
Absolutely. And really quickly, Shanti, could you give, just for someone who does not know where to begin writing an email asking for that time, do you have any words that they could use as inspo when crafting together a request?
Well, I think more than anything, what has happened with, well, not everyone, but I think people are a little bit more empathetic to what's going on because we are losing lives. And so I would just start by saying, you have to be honest, say, hey, hope you and your family are healthy and well at this time, but I really wanted to bring to your attention, what's been going on with me personally. I think now is the time that we have to be brave and be willing to share. I also know that some people are afraid because jobs are on the line, companies are, cutting back, and you don't know what the third and fourth quarters are going to look like. But maybe find someone within your organization. If it's not your direct report, maybe find another colleague and kind of talk to them, or call your HR department directly, because I don't think, and I can't say for sure, but I can't see an HR representative going to your direct report and reporting a problem, because usually those talks are supposed to be confidential. So I would suggest, finding someone that you feel more comfortable with in the organization if you don't necessarily have a good rapport with your direct boss, and sharing it, but just being really open and honest about what's going on. The other thing that I think is good to add, let me tell you something. Business is all about money, right? I don't care if it's COVID-19 or not. We've seen that. That's why these states are trying to reopen. It's always about the bottom line. So if you can say something like, I am not being as productive as the company, and that will affect our bottom line. So if, I think I need to be able to take this mental health day and break so that I can give you 100% of myself, because it's always in the numbers. So if you can kind of somehow relate it back to, look, we want to make sure that, I am sustainable to the company and that I continue to contribute to the bottom line. That's why you got to talk to them about it, because companies understand sustainability. And even if you Google like mental health, employees, and company sustainability, it's a lot of articles out there showing that a lot of people who take sick days and they don't even tell the company what it's about. If your employers knew that you were experiencing some mental health problems, maybe they will give you that time off because you would be more productive and be more sustainable to the bottom line for the company, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shanti, for this amazing work. And I could just hear it. How much research and how dedicated you've been to this cause. And all week long, I want you guys, even follow Shanti. Shanti, give out your social if people want to follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram at ShantiDas404 and on Twitter. And follow us at Silence the Shame on Instagram, at Silence TH Shame on Facebook and Twitter, and then check out our website, silencetheshame.com. We also have cool T-shirts. A lot of influencers and celebrities and everyday people are rocking our shirts, so you can purchase a shirt, and that will go to some of our causes. We also offer free mental health first aid trainings. We want to offer more community conversations. We have a podcast that you can follow on Google Play, iTunes, and SoundCloud with a lot of great episodes up. So, join the movement, and let's continue to silence the shame. I just always want to thank you, Sway, and Kelly, and everybody, Heather, everybody on the team, for showing us love. And you don't have to do that, but, we truly appreciate you.
It's important to do that. You family and this information is so necessary and so needed. And I just want to encourage people to be speaking openly and freely without shame about what it is they're dealing with. We all deal with it. It's to your point. You know, I grew up in Oakland, so I saw a lot of things growing up that I numbed myself to.
That's right.
It never really dealt with it, and from shootings to all kind of things, violence, domestic violence, all sorts of things. And so,
I think a lot of people, not to cut you off, but sometimes people, you know, they don't want to be brought down. So we're not trying to say that if you address your mental health problems that you're always going to be sad. No, it's the exact opposite. If you learn how to address them, then you can move forward and live that best life that you want to live.
Absolutely. And so Richie in Texas, Jamal in Jersey, Jason in North Carolina, hit up Shanti directly, and I'm gonna end with a few words that two very important people to me had to say about you, and I wanted you to hear this. This is Eric Sermon and Too Short. Here it is, Sway in the Morning.
I remember Shanti Dawes walking up to me in my Mercedes Benz, Platinum Too Short, and saying, "Hey, listen to this tape. Just a new group we working on at LaFace. It's called Outkast." And I'm like, yeah, okay, taking the demo. I remember everything, bro. I was there.
Yeah, yo, remember Shanti Dawes? Like, she was one of the main chicks at that time.
You can give her as much credit as anybody for Atlanta music right now. Give her credit. She's the fucking foundation.
Ooh, I don't know if you heard that one, Shanti.
I actually did, and but like my mouth dropped. I was so humble because I'm a fan of both of them, and I remember that day walking up, giving him that tape, and all I can say is, man, God is good. I'm grateful for the love and the support, and it's been a hell of a ride, and I'm having a good time with it. Music and mental health, it all goes hand in hand.
Absolutely. Shanti Dawes, give a round of applause. And this was live on the air, but we're going to post it on my platforms today. Shanti, make sure people really check out what it is you got going on, okay? Continue success.
Yeah, please. And y'all can go to our Silence the Shame page and click the link in our bio, and you can we got a photo booth frame, so you can make your own Silence the Shame picture and post it up today. So we appreciate you. Shout out to OMG Booth.
And there it is, man. And speaking of foundation, man, we got one of the guys who's the foundation of Bay Area hip-hop. Bay Area rap as a whole. The one and only Richie Rich is up next on the show. If you know about Richie Rich, you want to talk with him, call us, 888-742-3345. That's up next. Shanti, love you, okay?
Love you, too. Thank you, guys.
Sway in the Morning.
Shanti.
Shade for Fire.